Hello gamers around the world, I'm Spiricus and welcome to Game Breaking News, the show where I bring you everything important that happened this week in the world of gaming. And we'll start with a little bit of hardware news because, believe it or not, in terms of hardware we barely had any news this week. And of course we're gonna start with the Switch. So Nintendo claims that they have solved the connection issue with their Joy-Cons. Oh man, this is really one stupid name for controllers. I said it already so many times and it still feels wrong to do so. Oh man, it almost feels like you... Also, Nintendo states that in future Switches, the controllers will be reworked, and if you have the issue right now, just send it in for a quick fix. Also, Nintendo said that the issue was not a design failure or something like that, because there was just a small number of connectivity complaints. Well, it seems to me that in fact, that wasn't really a design issue, just a technical oversight. All Nintendo had to do was to bump up the controller's electromagnetic compatibility. And why do I think that? Well, thanks to CNET, we know how Nintendo fixes their controllers with this stupid name. CNET was kind enough to take a look at its faulty controller before and after the repairs, and the fix was a glorious foam cube. So this seems to be some specially coated conductive foam that shields the antenna of the Joy-Con. Oh man, that's a really stupid name. Anyways, it shields the antenna of the controller from interferences. Also, the reporter from CNET bought a new pair of Switch controllers, and that thing just worked fine, but there was no sign of that foam thingy cube inside. So yeah, it was just, electromagnetic compatibility that they just have to, bump up a little bit. So there are less interferences due to other electronic devices around the Switch. And that's already it for the Switch news. Huh, man, that was quick. I mean, sure, there was the obligatory GameStop jerk-off statement that the Switch was having a phenomenal launch and so on. Starbound is cancelled for the Wii U, but is now coming for the Switch. And there were speculations that a new and full Pokemon game is coming for the Switch as well. Reason for that rumors are job postings at GameFreak, the Pokemon devs. Hey man, I'm all for it. If there was anywhere a time to bring out a Pokemon game for the big screen, it is now with the Switch. But yeah, that's it for the Switch. Well, mostly, because Stardock CEO Brad Wardwell, the company behind games like Solar Empire and Galactic Civilizations, said in an interview with Gaming World that he thinks that hardware updates like the PS4 Pro and Xbox Scorpio will occur more often. And well, I'm pretty sure that's also going to happen for the Nintendo and the Switch, because, well, look at the Nintendo DS, we got the 3DS, the 2DS, the 3DS XL, and the new Nintendo 3DS and the new Nintendo 3DS XL. That's already happening. And maybe, in his opinion, this will reach Apple Dimension, where we will get a new PS4 or little Xboxes every new year. Now, honestly, this theory is not so far-fetched, because for one, I just said it with the Nintendo, and two, Microsoft already said that Windows 10, for example, will be their last complete new operating system, and that they will continuously update 10. And with streaming services and online devices like the Nvidia Shields jumping into the market, it looks to me that this might be a very, very likely future in gaming, guys. Oh man. What do you think about that? A dream come true or a nightmare that we cannot wake up from? Yeah, your thoughts in the comments down below. Oh, right, Microsoft had some announcement this week for the Xbox One, and that was a new controller. Well, sure, it looks cool, and they stated they got inspired by military and sci-fi design, but is that really the way how you get console sales? I mean, sure, it's nice to have more options for your controllers, and more games are added to the downward compatibility for the Xbox One, as they announced this week, but it feels to me that Microsoft isn't trying anymore. Well, at least not for the original Xbox One, because they are sure as hell excited for the Scorpio. And man, I would bet Phil Spencer's life on that Microsoft will turn its back on the original Xbox One and on the policy that games will have to be compatible on both systems. Well, I guess we can only speculate until we see the Microsoft press conference at E3. Oh man, that even rhymes. Well, I gotta say, I'm really good sometimes. And speaking of E3, there will be more to see, because in the realms of VR, there will be apparently a new star. According to Bethesda's Pete Hines, it's Fallout 4, the VR game we've all been waiting for. He claims that the experience is quite insane, and if he's right, it's all aboard the hype train. And if you scream, "Already stop with the rhyme," I gotta say, I don't give a dime, because there's still much to talk about, but no more regarding Fallout. Man, you have to love the modding community, because they grab every opportunity, because a team tries to convert the Red Dead Redemption map inside GTA 5. Holy crap! I mean, if that will really work out, PC players could play it, no doubt. The mod is called Red Dead Redemption V. Now let's take a break so I can have a tea. Let's take a short break to appreciate the beauty of poetry in video games.
There once was a maiden from Stoneberry Hollow. She didn't talk much, but boy did she swoon. Boy did she swallow. I had a nice lance that she set up her. The maiden from Stoneberry, who is also your mom. Wow, what a terrific audience.
Okay, enough with the rhymes, even I'm getting annoyed. So, what else did we have this week? Oh, look, everyone's favorite CD Projekt Red and The Witcher. So we had 2 interviews this week. One where CEO Adam Kaczynski, some Adam guy, the CEO said that although the story is done with The Witcher 3, it would be unfair, quote unquote, towards the fans to not develop a sequel. Huh. Looks like CD is thinking and likely already working on another Witcher game. But don't expect anything anytime soon, because Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out next, and that won't be before 2018, maybe even 2019. But here's my opinion on this one. Sure, I would love another Witcher game, especially if they manage to make it even better than Witcher 3. But, and I said it before, it is only that good because there is a beginning, and most importantly, there is an end. Damn it, unfair towards the fans? Seriously? You do realize that people are stupid, right? They don't know what they want. They say they want another Witcher, but when they get it, they're gonna cry like little babies and saying, the old one was better, the new one is garbage. I mean, look at me, for example. I just said I don't want a new Witcher game, yet I'd be one of the first to buy it. Not pre-order, just buy it, not pre-order. Because I kinda do want a new Witcher game, but do I really? What I really want, I think, is just an awesome game, and if we keep recycling IPs over and over and over again, the gaming industry will end up like Hollywood. And I'm talking about like the real gaming industry, not the mobile bullshit that is already way worse than Hollywood. Shit, human traffickers aren't even such assholes like mobile games publishers. By the way, while we're on the topic on mobile games bullshit, Mario Run is out on Android. The other interview was with Marcin Iwinski, co-founder of CD Projekt. There he opened up about the beginnings and history of the company, and that there were basically just a bunch of gamers that localized games for the Polish market, and how they started to get the idea to make games themselves, yet they did not have a clue on how to do it. So they were also inspired by BioWare and Baldur's Gate, and somehow they just made the first Witcher game. Man, what a turn of events. Speaking of which, the internet never forgets, even the nice things. Back in 2007, there was a young man that dreamed to work for Nintendo and asked for help to achieve his dream. It turns out he did. In the credits of Zelda Breath of the Wild, his name appears as a wildlife programmer. And it's him. Damn, this is a man that follows his dream. And the moral of the story is, like I said, the internet never forgets. And second, you can achieve your dreams even, nay, especially if your dreams involve video games. And if you want to work in the video games business in Japan, you might have a chance right now, because they are apparently looking for bug testers for Psycho Break 2. What the fuck is Psycho Break, you ask? Well, that's the Japanese title for The Evil Within. So that's the actual news here. It looks like there will be an Evil Within 2 coming up, maybe even this year. Unfortunately for PC gamers, there is no word for, well, the PC in the job postings. But I guess we will know more at E3, since it's published by Bethesda, and they'll probably present it in their own press conference that they announced that they would have again this year. Speaking of no PC version, Destiny never made it to the master race, and it looks like Destiny 2 won't make it either, because we once again have a job posting with no mention of PC, but specifically Xbox One and PS4. Or is it? By now the job posting has been changed, and there has been a leak of a poster that claims that the release of the sequel will be in September, and with it claims that there is in fact a PC version coming out too, because there is no need for a PS3 or 360 port. Oh man, so many rumors. I mean, do we have any news with hard evidence? Of course not. So let's talk about Assassin's Creed. So it turns out that we had some rumors regarding the next game. According to unconfirmed leaks, the next title is Assassin's Creed Empire, and it will come out in October and will be set in Egypt, where you play a former slave and where the map is 3 times bigger than the map of Assassin's Creed Black Flags, and the main developer company is also the same that developed Black Flags. Now, considering that the map in Black Flags was 90% water, it was already quite a big map. Anyway, I don't think that we will have to wait until E3 for an official announcement of the new installment in the new Assassin's Creed series because, well, let's face it, it's already big enough to stand on its own and would only get lost in the midst in all the news of the E3. Oh yeah, they might take Assassin's Creed series literally, because after the movie, they appear to look into making a live-action TV series for the Assassin's Creed universe. I got that from a Reddit AMA with Yamar Aziza, the Assassin's Creed head of content. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot did meet up with some high-rank cats at Netflix last year. Now, it's hard to say what they were specifically talking about, yet you can't deny that Netflix series and certain comic book series adaptations are quite successful nowadays. And the same goes for Assassin's Creed, And personally, I say let them try it. Maybe it's good, maybe it's trash, or maybe it's so much trash that it's going to be good again. I'm looking at you, Xena Warriors Princess. Speaking of Ubisoft making money by any means necessary, For Honor does have a fair bit of microtransactions for stupid senseless bullshit like emotes and skins. Now, you can unlock them by just playing the game, yet obviously it is quite hard and time consuming to do so. Because if it wouldn't be, Ubisoft would make less money by offering you these things for real money. Okay, nowadays that's unfortunately not anything new, but what's really pissing off the community here is, well, the extreme prices. So you might have to pay $7 for a simple emote. Now the devs try to explain that you wouldn't want or aim to collect all the items in an MMO or a mobile title, and that it was intended to be like that in For Honor. The community is outraged about this comparison that should not be compared, and everybody is just a big crybaby. Oh man, this whole discussion is so brainless. God damn it, people, do you know how you can stop devs and publishers from putting stupid overpriced microtransaction bullshit in their games? By not paying for those fucking stupid microtransactions. Ah, damn it, people are so stupid. Or better yet, not buying those games altogether. It's not like there are no alternatives whatsoever, and For Honor just had this hype because it was generated by the Ubisoft marketing team, and you gotta admit, that's a thing Ubisoft can do extremely well. And you know what was good marketing, or should I say at least a great publicity? Outlast 2 is not going to be banned in Australia anymore. Last week they didn't give the R18+ rating, but this week there was like, oh wait, we actually do have adults in our country to play the game. Okay. Now it's allowed without any changes in the game or the scene that was apparently so sexual and violent altogether that was the reason for the missing classification. Thanks for wasting everyone's time, Australia. Oh man, this is so stupid. Well, I just wanted to make one short break in this episode of Game Breaking News, yet this story is just way too stupid to not share it.
I started telling them about how backpackers are more likely to get eaten by a crocodile than Australians. So we decided to go down to the river and test the theory.
This was no joke. 18-year-old Lee DePauw, full of Aussie bravado and bragging to a girl he'd just met, deliberately plunged into crocodile-infested waters.
How many drinks had you had by that point?
About 10 cups of goon.
The British tourist he'd been trying to impress could only watch on in horror as the croc attacked, snapping onto his arm.
And if you think it could not go more stupid, you're wrong.
Do you understand that most of the country thinks that you're one of the stupidest people around right now?
Yeah, I do.
What's your response to that?
I'm not really. I'm just, I don't know, trying to prove a point.
The young man denies he's done anything wrong.
Haters gonna hate.
As for the girl he risked his life for, Lee says it paid off. He's convinced her to go on a movie date.
And if you think it could not go any more stupid than that, well, you're wrong again.
Okay,
Tell us about that.
Yeah, tell us about the backpacker. Why is she so special?
She's not really just another girl, but she's really good looking.
Oh man, I lived in Australia for a while and they got such nice weather and people, yet even separated from the rest of the world, they are not safe from human stupidity, man. Oh yeah, and your Vegemite sucks balls. You know what else sucks? Ghostbusters. Not the classics because, well, there were some better ones and some not so good ones, but overall they were pretty great. I mean, Ghostbusters nowadays, you know, we had just had this newest movie of the Ghostbusters that was, well, it was not too bad, but still far from good or actually funny. But this week, they surprised us with a stupid 10-minute gameplay and $7 expensive VR episode on Ghostbusters for the PlayStation VR. And the response is so far incredibly underwhelming. Not exactly negative, but literally 10 minutes of underwhelming gameplay. Okay, now to get myself into the mood again, I'll go and continue playing Mass Effect Andromeda. You should check out my Let's Play on that. So far I'm not so deep into the game because I just got it, and so that's why I cannot really make a judgment on how good or bad it is. So yeah, let's check it out together. Anyways, thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure to bring you the game-breaking news of this week. Don't forget to put your thoughts of this gaming week in the comment section down below. While you scroll down or close down the window of the video, please press the like button down below because that really helps out a lot and encourages me to continue giving you better and better gaming news every week. Therefore, I will see you next week with an all-new game-breaking news. See you then and enjoy your weekend.